guys, it is I, Athena, coming at you with another video in the October challenge theme. So today's the 13th, and I do absolutely love that today's topic is superstitious. I am relatively confident that this camera holder doohickey is slowly falling, so if it suddenly starts pointing at the bosoms, I apologize and you're welcome. So I skipped / missed the last few topics. One was old, one was incense, one was brew. I'm gonna say, because I am old, I am no longer allowed to use my incense quite as often as I used to. I have developed, as you may know, adult onset asthma. It's just one of those consolation prizes that comes along with getting older. I still use incense sparingly and very intentionally. My favorite is still cinnamon by a brand I can't think of at the moment. I'll try to add that at some point in the editing of this video. It's kind of an inexpensive brand, but I really love it. Partly because it has nostalgic vibes at this point. It was one of the first ones I loved, and I burned it so often that now when I smell it, I have reminiscent, cozy feelings. You know how it goes. On the topic of brew, I don't really have anything to add. I'm not really big into potions and things like that. Most of my spells involve burning candles, papers, petitions, herbs, stuff like that. So I don't really make a brew. Other than y'all, my freaking morning coffee, bitch, that is the most magical brew in my life. I have been hardcore into coffee since the age of 12 and always come back to it even when I give it up. So since those aren't really big enough to have their own video, we'll call that done. I hate this angle. Quit talking about it, move on. Superstitious though. To quote Michael from The Office, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. I love that. It's funny how superstitions work. Things that are classic superstitions, like from the Muggles and shit, those are some of my favorite things. 13 is a lucky number. Friday the 13th is like awesome day. I purposely got a black cat. I'm really, really glad though that I was smart and went with the tuxedo cat instead of the purely black cat, because I would have stepped on her so many times. She's so chill and trusting that she will just lay outside my door in the dark first thing in the morning. And those little white mittens and her little fluffy neck has saved her butt quite a few times from getting squashed by my sleepy ass big feet. So I don't know if I hold a lot of superstitions, but I will say that I am extremely cognizant and aware of what my sister and I have always called the jinxes. It's happened even during this week of putting out some videos. I have jinxed some things. An example is when I met up with my first ex-husband on Wednesday and had such an awesome time walking around with him and eating food and catching up. He asked me how things were going with a stressful thing that had been taking place at my house concerning the ex and his little child whore that had been shacking up in the basement. I never actually came out and told you, but that's the work I had been doing this time last year when I had my most amazing and impressive spell work. And I answered his question and told him, it's been a lot better. She hasn't been around. I haven't had to see her, yada, yada. Literally, that evening, driving home, I got a text from the second ex. I got a text from him saying, I have company right now. I hope that's okay. That's code for my little baby girl is over. Heads up. And literally, it was like that right there. That's a little example of that superstitious, jinxy thing. I became first aware of the power of the jinxes. As a teenager, I wore contacts for years, and it seems like every freaking time I ever noticed, wow, this pair has really lasted a while without any problems. Boom! There was a freaking problem. Or, like, I would never challenge the jinxes with a statement about how, this bad thing has never happened in my family. I would not say that. Like, I don't even want to give you a solid example, because to me it's just like, oh, okay. I feel like the jinxes hear that shit and say, oh, are you saying you'd like it? Okay, here you go. You know? Now, my sister and I both talked about this all the time when we were teenagers, and just got a phone call that cut this off. Thanks, phone call. Hopefully they don't call back, whoever it was, because I don't answer phone calls, especially if they don't have a name attached to them. Fuck that. Anyway, as I was saying, my sister and I both noticed and acknowledged this whole jinx thing when we were kids, when we were teens, and we both discovered that sometimes the best way to counteract them in the moment is if you realize you just said something and you're like possibly inviting negativity. You say, oh, just kidding. Oh, I guess I'm psychic. I guess I just predicted it. And then it seemed like it would undo it. Because if you ever try to use it in your favor, it didn't happen. See what I mean? I know, it's weird, and I know it sounds stupid, but I'm gonna tell you, it is fucking fact in my life. I guess I'm a little superstitious about talking too much or dwelling too much on negativity. The law of attraction, all that stuff, which is, by the way, as I have said, that's what got me into the path. It was reading those books and self-help books and heal your life books. And yeah, I used to really believe in like The Secret, and I don't anymore at all, but I do still have some residual belief based on evidence in my life that what you put out sometimes you draw in, and that you should phrase things in the positive that you want to manifest. If you list out all the things you don't want, you're just giving them strength. Again, it's a little bit like feeding the trolls. The longer you spend thinking about something negative, the stronger it gets, or the stronger its hold is on your life. I'm superstitious about that, and I don't really know if that falls into superstitions. I will tell you on the topic, next time you go to like a used bookstore, go look in the folklore. That time an alarm went off because I had a candle burning in the basement. See previous comment about the annoying, shitty little shenanigans happening down there. And I didn't want to accidentally leave that candle burning when I left the house. So I set about 10 alarms, and I need to turn them off because candle is blown out. Anywho, yeah, I was saying, if you go to a bookstore, like a used bookstore, McKay's is one I've mentioned, that is thebomb.com. Go check out near folklore and some of the woo stuff. If you look around in that area, you will find all kinds of books about superstitions and old wives' tales, and they are awesome. They are freaking chock full of magic. I love it. In fact, what sounds like a little book of humorous things that dumb people have thought, it's chock full of folklore and magic. Okay? I totally just was repetitive right there, but it felt worth emphasizing it. I'll try to link below a book review of something I read a while back. I think it might have been called, I can't remember what it was called, something about black cats or superstitions, but I'll link it below, and you can see for yourself just one of these books. I have since then bought probably 3 more of them. I love them, and I think they belong right next to any magical witchy book on your shelf if you're into this stuff. There's also another book review video I posted this year. I might link it below too, but the whole thing isn't about the superstitious stuff, so I would recommend the first one. Ooh, so I'm at Target, about to run in, but I wanted to share quickly a couple purchases I've made recently. I've been trying to get away from hauls because, first of all, I didn't want my channel to be nothing but hauls because it just felt very frivolous and capitalistic, and I'm not really a big, huge fan of consumerism and capitalism, but I am a humongous fan of frickin' Halloween and Samhain in this time of year. I spend more this time of year than any other time of year. So I was buying Poochie his costume at the store. What's the store? Spirit Halloween. Y'all might have one in your area. And bitch, as soon as we walked in the door on the left, there was a wall of witchy shit. I was like, damn. And then, I mean, they had so much cool witchy shit. We're not talking about costumes. We're talking about decor, quilts, things that are nice enough to keep out all year round for those truly interested in a witchy aesthetic. I have been trying to pull back on buying the knickknacks and stuff, the Halloween-ish knickknacks, because I'm running out of space for them. But I did have to purchase a few things. First of all, this hat, I kept the tags on because this stuff's a little bit pricey for in my opinion, but for $17, look at that. Isn't that awesome? That font, oh Lord, it's raining. Okay, starting to sprinkle. I got my cool umbrella back here. Anyhow, that font is on that book called Witch by, I think it's Lisa Lister. I might be forgetting her name. If I did forget, I'll put a little note here also. It doesn't fit great. It's not like the world's best little hat. But I like that it seems like it's for women because it's smaller and more sleek than, like, you know, those big old baseball cap things. Somebody just parked right across from me and put on her spotlight, so I hope the lighting is good. Thanks, lady. I also bought 2 pairs of socks. I've just discovered I freaking love socks, like witchy socks, or any, mainly witchy, but any kind of fun socks, because talking about witching in plain sight, or at least, girl, you better reverse. I'm having a feeling. Okay. Thank you. When you want to kind of wave your witch flag around the muggles without being totally obvious, socks are a fun way to do it. This pair of crew socks is $6. Got a nice little pentacle on there. I don't love that it's upside down because I feel like when it's upside down, it can seem a little more negative, but it's not negative for me, and if I'm not intending negativity, then it's not negative. And for $7, some knee socks, some tall knee socks with a shazizzle ton of pentacles all over it. I'm not as big a fan of knee socks as I used to be because I feel like they're made for baby children. I mean, seriously, that is minuscule. So I don't wear stuff like this all the time, but it's cute if you're in the mood. Just got interrupted by another alarm, so I'm gonna just say we're done. I think I made my point, and this is way longer than necessary. Thank you as always for watching. Please leave a comment if you feel so inclined. I definitely plan to make a video for tomorrow's topic, which is spell, because I got a lot to say about that. But now that I just said I wanted to do it, I probably won't because I jinxed it. But then again, maybe I'm just psychic. See you tomorrow. Maybe. If I'm psychic. Thanks for watching. Peace.